Hi there, you're listening to the Renaissance Space podcast, our Christmas special episode with Jon and Lucy. Jon and Lucy from HeadteacherChat have very kindly offered to include their academic planner for the 23-24 academic year in the Renaissance Christmas giveaway draw. So visit our website, renlearn.co.uk, and follow the instructions where you could be in a chance to win the HeadteacherChat official academic planner, as well as a bunch of other wonderful items. And also, don't forget, whilst you're here, please like, subscribe to, and share the podcast wherever you get your podcast episodes from, and give us a shout out on Twitter too, @RenLearnUK, and let us know what you thought of the episode. But now, please enjoy the Renaissance Space podcast Christmas special episode with Head Teacher Chat. Good morning, Jon and Lucy. How are you? You both okay?
Morning. Yes, thank you. Yeah, very well. Thank you very much. Nearly Christmas, so we're getting excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys know better than anyone, the running up to Christmas is arguably the busiest time of year for schools, but, the most exciting. How do you think, schools are going to be feeling? How do you think head teachers across the country are going to be feeling during this period? Is it just the anticipation of being able to put their feet up?
I think they're counting down, aren't they? We spoke to somebody yesterday and she said, I've got 4 days left. 4 days. And then I can put the tree up.
Yeah.
So, and Christmas can start. I think they're just like crawling towards the end of term, don't you?
Yeah, and there's been a long build up to the whole Christmas thing. So you're planning in September what the Christmas shows are. You're starting learning all the songs. By this point, it's a lovely. Nativities are so special at Christmas, and I love them. But you've nearly had enough of Christmas.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, before it's even started, there's been an overload of Christmas. I know exactly what you mean, though. I spoke to a head teacher the other day, and she was telling me, I was asking, when do you break up? Is it this week, next week? She said, we break up on Friday the 16th, and she was absolutely adamant to, remind me that it was a half day as well. And she was, incredibly excited about it. It's a half day. So, yeah, I could tell
There's some schools that are going on to the 23rd, though.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. Absolutely. Lots of them are breaking up. I think Wednesdays, the 21st is a popular day for schools to break up as well. But you're right, some schools are going right up to Christmas Eve.
That's a long old time. It is a magical time of year. It is a magical. There's nothing more lovely than watching the children at Christmas time and being a part of that, and with the families and the parents and the carers, and just being. It really kind of brings the community together, and there's nothing better than Christmas. I don't think Christmas time in a school. I think it's the most loveliest time, and it's a time when everybody comes together a lot more than normal, I think.
You're going to struggle to find a better occupation or profession where the camaraderie and the atmosphere is as buzzing as it is than in a school during Christmas time. It's it's a good place to be working. Speaking of Christmas, this is our Christmas special Renaissance Space podcast episode, and we have the wonderful pleasure of having Jon and Lucy, co-founders of HeadteacherChat, with us today for our Christmas special. And Jon and Lucy have very kindly offered to chat with us today and to talk about HeadteacherChat, what the organisation is, why it was set up, and what it's going to continue to do, not just going into 2023 but beyond. And secondly, you guys are going to, give us a little insight or your own, expectations for 2023, what head teachers are going to be looking at doing, and just generally how the education sector is functioning post 3 years post pandemic now, and what that looks like and how it's changed. So a little catch up with you guys today. But first of all, Jon, Lucy, what is HeadteacherChat, and why was it initially set up by yourselves?
Oh, thanks, James. It's really lovely to be a part of the podcast. So HeadteacherChat was set up because we were school leaders ourselves, weren't we? And we were looking for solutions to issues and problems that were coming up, and we didn't really know who to turn to. And so we asked the Twitter community. And And it became a thing. It grew and grew and grew, and everybody was like saying, "Oh, can we ask a question? How do we find that out?" And oh my word, we needed to find that answer. So we realised that there was something there. There was something lacking for school leaders that wasn't there, and we could fill that gap really. And it became our vocation in life, didn't it, to support school leaders as much as we can. Because they do a fabulous job. They really do an amazing job. So that's what we wanted to do.
And we're trying to build a real community of school leaders that help each other. And I was a deputy CEO of an academy trust. And what I found was that when the job was quite hard sometimes, you couldn't ask all the questions in school. And what we found was that if we asked the questions on Twitter, anonymously under HeadteacherChat, we could get quite a few replies to those ones, and it also came a very supportive community. And we were trying to promote head teachers and make it fun to be a head teacher, and also express how hard the job is as well. But it is the best job in the world. It is the joy that it gave me as a head teacher, and yourself.
Yeah,
it was amazing. As we're talking about Christmas, it's nothing better than being a head teacher in a school at Christmas time, going through all the nativity shows, and meeting all the parents, and just seeing the community come alive is a magical time.
I do miss that. So what we do now is we support school leaders, and how we do this is if a school leader comes to us with an issue or a question, whatever that is, they contact us as their first point of contact, and we help by signposting them to the relevant person or establishment or body that can help them. And often we get these questions at all sorts of times at night.
We do.
All sorts of times in the morning. That's fine. If you've got something that you need help with, send us a question. We are here to help you. That is what we are dedicated to doing. So, and questions can range from anything from, I need some help emotionally for my well-being, or I need to develop my career pathway, or I'm looking for a product or a service and I don't know where to start, who to talk to. And quite honestly, I haven't got the time or the inclination to do it. Can you do it for me?
And teachers are notoriously time poor, aren't they?
They are. So they are.
We try and be that broker between, in some ways, companies and head teachers to say, okay, look at this. This might help you out.
Let us help you find, resolve that situation that you're in. And they're really grateful, aren't they? They are really grateful because they just literally don't have the time to think, let alone sort something out. And so we recently held an event, didn't we?
Our conference,
The conference, which was really lovely. And I think you were there, weren't you, James? Thank you very much for coming.
Absolutely, yeah, it was wonderful. It was a pleasure to be there, and it was wonderful to see that tangible conference that Head Teacher Chat were able to produce after you guys were always sort of an online entity. Felt a little bit anonymous, and all of a sudden, this wonderful organisation was happening in person, and it was great.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, James. It turned out to be a really positive day, and we absolutely loved it. And it was such a nice atmosphere, and everybody's commented on how friendly and warm it was, and that was the whole point, really. We wanted to fill the day with positivity and support for leaders, and a chance for leaders to come together and talk about things with people who really understand and who really get it. In a non-judgmental way, and that was.
And I don't think we mentioned Ofsted too often, did we?
No, we didn't.
I mean, we tried to keep away from those sort of topics, and we tried to say, you might use this way, but actually have a go. It's not, you must use this way. This is the key to success and things like that, which other companies do that.
Yeah. And one thing we're really, really getting excited about, James, is our planners. And I know your fantastic giveaway is coming up soon. And one of our planners is going into that giveaway. And we're so excited this year because for the first time we're actually going into real publishing, and we have an ISBN number, a distribution centre, and it's getting a much bigger project. People are talking about our planners all over the country and all over the world now, which is really exciting. So the planners really are there because we know how time poor leaders are, and what we try to do is help them by giving them a notebook and a diary, which is all in one, with all of their key information in one document, rather than having to carry around lots of different notebooks and looking where they put that little bit of scrap paper that they wrote something important on. So that's the planners. And it
was your planner, wasn't it? And
it was my notebook over,
essentially.
Yeah, 15 years of school leadership, and it was a copy of my notebook over all those years. And so that's really exciting. So that this year, the planners are really taking off. So we're really delighted and excited by that. And we've got 2 local artists who've produced the floral and the woodland design for next year. So that is going to be really beautiful. And we're looking forward to those being printed in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. And I can vouch. Jon and Lucy were kind enough to send me a copy of the planner from last academic year, as Renaissance were featured in it, and it's a wonderful resource. You can tell instantly it's going to be any senior leader's best friend for the academic year, because it's got everything you need in there, in terms of academic dates and enough room for notes to fill up an encyclopedia. So really great resource. Let's go back to the fundamentals of Head Teacher Chat, because you're absolutely right. Networking in the teaching profession, and it's always sharing best practices. It's been fundamental, and we're kind of in a golden age at the moment with social media, where platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook groups, etc., allow teachers to connect remotely and share best practice. And one school in the southwest in Cornwall might have similar demographics and lots of things in common with a school in the northeast in Gateshead or wherever, and they'll never meet each other, but they have a platform to connect now. But social media connection in itself is a big admin job, and as everyone knows, teachers fundamentally barely have the time to administer life admin, let alone social media profiling and whatnot, and networking. So having an organisation, a hub, a bank like Head Teacher Chat for getting people together and sharing best practice, and like you say rightly, recommending and referring the right educational resource or initiative that's suitable for the respective school is crucial. And it's great that you guys felt the need to set out that organisation, because I can't imagine how much as you said, you were crying out for it during your tenures as senior leaders.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we would be in charge of budgets, and we'd have to look for new resources or stuff, anything from boilers to reading schemes to maths resources, you name it, we would have to go and find it. And there is no time to do that. There's no time to kind of really think about what you're investing in. And the problem with schools is that the budget they have is so small that any investment they make has to be a really good one. It has to have impact. There is no choice. And so what we try to do from the Head Teacher Chat point of view, and I know we've had a look at your fantastic products such as Nearpods, is we look at the products really well in great depth, and we look into every single aspect of that product as if we were going to invest in it ourselves as a school. And then we write it up as if we were going to go and pitch for that money. So if we were going to a governor's meeting that evening, we would have everything we needed to talk about the product. And it kind of takes away the first step for the school. So they don't have to have that product demonstration they haven't got time for. They haven't got time to go and have 4 different product demonstrations by 4 different companies because they're looking at 4 products. So what we try to do is do that for them. So we give them all of the information they need first. from a senior leader's perspective. And I think that's really important. And we give them, our knowledge of how it would work in school and how easy it is to use. And then we give them a little testimonial quote at the bottom. So they know that what they're getting is good quality. And I know a lot of people at the conference said that they were really reassured by the companies that were there because it was really good stuff that was there. So, it's nice to know that, what we're doing helps school leaders, and that's kind of why we do it, really.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Yeah, no, 100%. And it's a crucial resource. And you're already going from strength to strength with your conference in Nottingham last year, or this year just gone. And we look forward to more face-to-face events with you guys going forward too. Okay, so speaking of going forward, 2023. What's the big plans for Head Teacher Chat in 2023, and what's your exclusive hot take from Head Teacher Chat only on this podcast? What's the education sector going to look like in 2023 for senior leaders up and down the country? What should they be looking out for? What can we expect to see? But like I said, most importantly, what can we expect to see from Teacher Chat?
Well, I'm glad you've asked, James, because it's really exciting. We're about to launch a new website, and the new website will be a new search engine for school leaders. And what we hope to have on it is everything they need in one place where they can go in and have a look at stuff, very easily and accessible way. So that's kind of coming out in the next month or so, which is really exciting. In terms of what's new, apart from that, is the planners. We've got 3 designs this year: woodland, floral and contemporary, 2 of which have been designed by local Norfolk artists, one of which is at university and one has just graduated. It's really important that we support young people in education, so that's why we've done that. Our graphic designer is still Megan. A lot of you met Megan at the conference, and she's helping us to put all of those together, and she's only just graduated. So again, we're supporting somebody in education, which is really important to us.
We also got a coaching program.
We have, yeah.
So we really want to help as many head teachers as possible. Mm-hmm. So we now have the coaching side that we work with Helen Woodward, who delivers quite a lot of the coaching to head teachers, which is very exciting because she's so good at doing that. And we also, the whole point of Head Teacher Chat is actually promoting school leadership and headship across the country and making it into a much more positive outlook onto how to be a school leader. And we want to really promote that a lot more next year, because it's still tough, and we're still finding that loads of head teachers are wanting to leave the profession. We want to catch them early and really support them early so they don't leave it, because we're going to be in a crisis. We're going to be in a crisis of school leadership in the next couple of years, because there's not many people wanting to be head teachers. There's a lot of head teachers leaving, so we got a crisis. And then we got another situation is actually we've got a quite younger generation that are being school leaders that probably haven't got the experience. So we've got to have a network of head teachers and ex-head teachers to support the new head teachers coming through and promote the profession a bit more.
Yeah, so we're determined, James, for next year we will be a voice of positivity, hope and support to everyone in school leadership, and to help turn the ship around a little bit so that people start to see how lovely the job is, and to respect those who are doing it a little bit more than what perhaps they have done in the past. So that's kind of what our mission is for 2023. It's our New Year's resolution, if you like. And but yeah, so that's the news from Head Teacher Chat. The coaching is really going to be exciting, because we get, as we said before, we get a lot of questions from head teachers saying we need help for emotional support, or I'd like to develop my career further. And so the coaching is just putting that extra level of support into place, and that's going to be very exciting. But the Edu network is growing as well. We're going to be doing a lot more different product demonstrations, which is going to be really fabulous. So lots of nice things coming on.
Amazing. Yeah, wonderful. And you guys are super vocal on social media, and it's easy to get in touch with you. It's easy to book a one-to-one with Head Teacher Chat at any time. So the access, that you've set up, and the bridging of that, networking opportunities for school leaders. There's no excuses. About time suits you, or a quick tweet on social media. You can get answers, you can get references, and you can get like you said, good quality testimonials, recommended suitable education resources or support, whatever it might be. And just quickly touching on the teacher retention topic, I had the pleasure of meeting one of my colleagues from the United States last week. She flew down from Wisconsin, USA. She did some work with us at Renaissance UK, because we've got some big upgrades coming for a lot of our solutions, including Accelerated Reader, that have been around for over 30 years. And upgrades can't come soon enough, because it's a product that's never needed upgrading, because it's always been so what the market has known us for. But inevitably things do need upgrading. So the US had their upgrades first, and Sue very kindly visited us and is helping us with ours. But what Sue comes from, like myself, Sue comes from an education background, and inevitably we got chatting about our respective sectors. Hers in her district in Wisconsin, and obviously me sort of generally talking about UK and Ireland. And it's it was just fascinating to see how little differences there are. The education sector in one district in America is twice the size of England, let alone the entire country of America. But it's the same for them. They have a teacher retention crisis. They have young teachers, educators being fast-tracked into senior leadership teams too early. And more than anything, they're struggling to promote the profession. And that's the biggest concern for their sector at the moment. And it resonated with me, because it's the same. So, it's a global issue. Whatever any organization operating in any education sector or market, whether it's Head Teacher Chat or Renaissance, whatever we can do to promote the profession and encourage more people to get into it, because it's fundamental. It's a resource. Education and health are always going to exist and always need to be the best that they can be. So it's whatever we can do to promote it.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on, James. And we were reading a research study produced by the University of College London that recognised that from a pool of 13,000 classroom teachers and leaders, before the pandemic, 25% had work-related stress, but after the pandemic, it's risen to 65%. And that's a massive, massive increase in stress. And so our job has become even more important, I feel. I mean, it was important before, but now it's crucial. We've got to stand alongside these leaders who are doing the most amazing job, who work very long hours and they're very dedicated. And often they have some really difficult decisions that they need to make in difficult circumstances with no funding or budget or support to back them up. And I think the more we stand beside them and say, well done and thank you for what you do, the better it will be. And it can only help. Education is the most important thing that we've got in the country, I feel, at the moment. That's me being biased, but I feel that we need to stand by these people and support them.
100%. And my next question to wrap it up was going to be, what's your message to senior leaders going into 2023? But I think that sums it up, right?
More or less.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I would say just look after yourselves. Shout if you need a hand. Always ask if you need help. There is always somebody there that can help you out. And if you need anything, get in touch.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, you can, of course, you can find Head Teacher Chat on their website, and of course they're on social media. We will promote the respective social media handles and website URL on the podcast bio page, which you can find on inland.co.uk, and this podcast will also be available where you get your podcast episodes from, whether it's Spotify, Acast, wherever. So do find us, do reach out, and Head Teacher Chat. Jon and Lucy, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having us, James. It's been really lovely. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Christmas.
And happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Happy New Year. And if you're listening ahead of the week, beginning the 12th of December, look out for Renaissance's Christmas giveaway, because one of those giveaway items is going to be a Head Teacher Chat's exclusive academic planner. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for listening to the Renaissance Space podcast, our Christmas special episode with Jon and Lucy, the co-founders of Head Teacher Chat. If you want to find out more about Head Teacher Chat, what they do and how they can support your school or educational institution, please do see their website. That's headteachers.org. Find out all about what they do and all the offerings that they can provide to support your school or your academic development plan for the upcoming academic year. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, Head Teacher Chat have very kindly offered to include their academic planner for the 23-24 academic year in our Christmas giveaway. So if you want to be part of the Christmas giveaway and be in for a chance to win lots of really cool prizes, including the Head Teacher Chat planner, visit our website, renlearn.co.uk. But otherwise, guys, please like, subscribe to and share the podcast. Shout out on Twitter at RenLearnUK. Let us know what you thought of the episode. And of course, have a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. Bye for now, folks.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Renaissance Space podcast, please check out the Education Joining the Dots podcast from our colleagues at GL Assessment. Thank you.